In April of last year, 24 luxury homes sold in Vaughan. The average price was just over $3 million. This April, 15 sales. The average price, $2.73 million. That's 9 fewer families moving at the top of this market and a drop of over $360,000 in the average price in 1 year. If you own a luxury home in Vaughan or you're thinking about buying one, what I'm about to share with you matters. First, let me define what I'm talking about when I say luxury in this context. For this video, I'm looking at detached homes in Vaughan that sold for $2 million or more. And that's a meaningful segment of this market. I work in the space quite regularly. Families moving from a 4-bedroom detached to something larger, more land, more garage, more presence. Families relocating in Vaughan from other markets and looking at the top of what's available. Executives, business owners, families with specific requirements that the general market just doesn't serve. And what the numbers are showing right now is that this segment has quietly shifted in a way that most people haven't noticed, because the headlines focus on the general market. And the general market in Vaughan is telling one story. The luxury market is telling another. Let me walk you through what actually happened in April, because the year-over-year comparison here is quite significant. In April of 2025, 1 year ago, 24 luxury detached homes sold in Vaughan. The average price was just over $3 million. The median sold price was just over $2.5 million. Sellers were getting on average 97% of their asking price. Now, April of 2026, 15 luxury properties sold. That's 9 fewer transactions, down 38% year over year. The average sold price, $2,730,000. That's a drop of over $360,000 from last April. The median sold price, approximately $2.4 million, down from about $2,580,000 a year ago. And sellers are now getting an average of 94% of their asking price versus 97% a year ago. That 3-point difference might not sound like much, but on a $3 million home, that's $90,000 left on the table. The days on market, well, they're flat at 33 days for both years. So homes aren't sitting meaningfully longer, but the ones that are selling for less, and fewer of them are selling at all. Now, where are the sales happening? Because in a market like Vaughan's luxury segment, location within the city matters as much as the price. Looking at where luxury sales actually happen in April, in 2025, the top communities were Patterson with 7 sales, Clanburg with 6, and Valor Village with 3. In 2026, that picture has shifted. Islington Woods and Valor Village tied at 4 sales each, Clanburg dropped to 2, and Patterson also dropped to 2 sales. What does that tell us? It tells us that the buyer appetite at the top end of this market is not evenly distributed. I've shown homes in most of these communities, and the families I work with at the price point are extraordinarily specific about what they want: the street, the lot, the neighbors, and a proximity to certain schools. At the luxury level, when a buyer demand softens, it doesn't soften evenly. It concentrates in the communities and on the streets that buyers consider non-negotiable. Everything else sits longer or sells for less. My name is Ali. Welcome back to the channel. I'm a real estate broker here in the city of Vaughan. If you're thinking about selling a luxury home in Vaughan, or if your family looking to buy into the $2 million plus range, let's have a conversation about what the numbers actually mean for your situation. Book a quick 15-minute call with me. The link is down in the description. Or book a meeting to have a deeper, in-depth conversation about your home and formulate a strategy to realize your goals. Here's what I think is driving the luxury slowdown in Vaughan. The broader market correction has reached the top end. When the general Vaughan market is down almost 10% year over year, and detached homes broadly are down 14.5%, the premium attached to luxury properties compresses too. Buyers at the $2 million plus level are sophisticated. They watch the market, they know values have come down, and they're unwilling to pay 2022 prices in the 2026 market. And there's something else. The buyer at this level is often not in a rush. They're not selling a starter home to move up. They're not under pressure from a lease ending. They have options, and they have patience. And patience in the softer market is leverage. And finally, the pool of buyers who can generally qualify for a $2 million plus home in today's rate environment is smaller than it was 2 or 3 years ago. Even at the luxury level, Carrying costs do matter. A $2.5 million home with a 20% down is a $2 million mortgage. At today's rates, that's a meaningful monthly commitment, and the buyers who can write that check are being very deliberate about which homes deserve it. So, what does all of this mean for you? If you own a luxury home in Vaughan and you're thinking about selling, I want to be honest with you about the data and what it's telling us. This is not the market to test price. 15 transactions across the entire city at the 2 million plus level in a full month means your buyer pool is smaller than it appears. I've worked with sellers at this level who've come to market with a number based on what their neighbor has listed for, not on what actually sold. The number that matters is the sold price, not the list price, not what someone hoped to get, but what actually closed. At this level, presentation matters even more. Professional photography, video, and proper staging are not optional. Pricing needs to reflect today's reality, not 2025 expectations, and patient works both ways. Yes, the buyer at this level is patient, but so is the market. A luxury home that sits too long develops stigma, and in a market with fewer transactions, stigma is hard to shake. And if you're a family thinking about buying in the luxury segment in Vaughan, this data is actually working in your favor. Sellers are accepting on average 94 cents on the dollar. Inventory is available, and the buyers who are moving right now are negotiating from a position of strength. The luxury market in Vaughan right now, for the right buyer on the right property with the right representation, is a genuine opportunity. And whether you're on the buy side or the sell side, understanding where the market actually is beats finding out after you've already committed. Share this with someone you know who's thinking about the top end of the Vaughan market. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. My name is Ali, and I'm helping Vaughan families make the right move.